And we're back. You are now rocking with the best, DJ Immortal, in the mix, live. Stay tuned. Outlaw Radio.
Good. All right, Outlaw Radio Live fans, we are live on the air with none other than up-and-coming rising star, Maddog McGraw. How you doing this evening?
I can't complain, man. How about yourself? What's going on?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. But I know you're a very busy guy. You're at work right now on break, so I'm going to jump right into this, man. What made you decide to get into the music industry initially?
Honestly, I've always loved hip-hop. I was born in the 80s, so I kind of, grew up with hip-hop. I remember back in the days when they didn't show rap videos on VH1. And I remember when they actually showed videos on MTV. So...
yeah, those were the old days, man. The good days as well, man. MTV, back when they had the real MTV, back when it actually was music television. Now it's, 16 and pregnant television.
Exactly.
I have to also ask this, man. So December 29th of 2017, you performed at the New Year's Eve party. Can you tell us a bit more about that event, and how did it come to be for you, and what was the experience like?
That was a fun event. A lot of people I knew, a lot of friends. It was just a big party that unfortunately didn't end all that well. But, sometimes things go sideways.
That's true, man. Especially at big events like that, man. You never really know what's going to happen. One person gets drunk, the whole event's all messed up.
Yep.
So
That's exactly what happened.
So your song Strength in the Struggle, I have to say, is one of my favorites by you. I have to ask you, what is the inspiration behind that song? Also, where can our listeners buy or stream a copy of that single?
Well, the inspiration from that, man, is sometimes a lot of us, we look back at our life and what we've been through, and a lot of people say, I wish this didn't happen, I wish that didn't happen. But everything that happened to you in the past has helped shape you for the future and the present. So I just wanted to share my story and the things that I've been through, which might inspire another person that's been through something similar to say, hey, I can, whatever life throws at me, I can deal with it. And that song is available on all major music platforms, Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music. It's produced by a group of producers named Sixth Floor from the UK.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to them. And they sent me the beat. The beat automatically talked to me in that way, so I just ran with it.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you and those individuals from the UK get connected initially?
The wonderful world of Twitter.
Hey, man, you know what? Can't go wrong with Twitter.
Hey, sometimes people need to understand, if you use social media the correct way, you can actually do some networking and some collaborations.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I agree. Like, honestly, that's how I meet half of the people. Like you, for instance, I came across you on social media. I just have to learn to network properly and not just use it all for memes.
Indeed. And also, it's part of actually having an open ear. I mean, like a lot of people be like, I need new music. Well, sometimes you need to give somebody a chance.
That is true.
So if you're scrolling down social media, instead of saying, oh, he posted another music link, hit that link. You never know what you might end up listening to, and you might end up liking it.
It might be a straight slapper, and it might be melting your headphones. You never know.
Exactly.
And also in 2018, you were featured in GMAX Magazine issue number 25. I have to ask you, what was it like for you to be actually featured in that magazine, and how did it come to be for you?
It was really cool. It was really, really cool. It was a proud moment. But it made me feel like, because I don't have a team really, so I'm basically do all my work on my own. So that felt like that was a nice pat on the back for me.
And also, man, you have a song called Grown Man Shit. It was actually featured on State of Hip Hop Mixtape Volume 4. I have to ask you, what was it like to be featured on that mixtape? And, what's the story behind that mixtape?
Well, that State Columbus, Ohio. And I've had a rapport with them over the last couple years, back and forth with my new music and everything, and they've helped promote a brother a little bit. So when he brought up the mixtape idea, and actually he asked for that song specifically, so hey, it was like, hey, you help me, I help you.
That is most definitely true, man, and that's actually really cool that sites would actually do something like that. You know what I mean? It's a really great way for underground artists like yourself to connect with other individuals as well.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Not all these blogs and websites are vultures and piranhas looking to leech off of indie artists. There's a lot of them that really care about the culture and is willing to push it forward.
And you also have an album out called Green Beret. I have to ask you, what is the inspiration behind that record? Also, where can our listeners buy themselves a copy? And do you have any hard copies currently available?
Well, I did have hard copies, but I sold out. Again, that's available on all major music platforms, from Pandora to Apple Music to Spotify to iTunes. It's even on Napster and Deezer. So, but the title was called Green Beret. And anybody that's familiar with the military, they know about the Green Berets. They're like a special force unit. And that album, to me, I made it in a way to make it seem like I'm the leader of the special arms movement. You know what I'm saying? It was exclusively produced by a cat named D Green out of Detroit. So I added the Green Beret to add his name with it. And one of the biggest songs that's gotten the most attention off of it is a song called I Hate Your Guts. And when you hear the song, a lot of people are took back from the song, because with this emo music and auto-tune and everybody's a baller or a drug dealer, this song basically is like a middle finger to the machine.
And you know what? A lot of individuals don't make music like that. You know, a lot of people are just jumping with the times. You know what I mean? There's people like you that are making songs like that to really be like, look, that's not hip hop. This is hip hop. So I commend you for that, man. I really do.
I appreciate it. The reason why I really made the song is like, the term hater then got totally overused. And to be completely honest, us as human beings, we all hate something. Whether it's small, like you might hate peanut butter, I hate Donald Trump. Somebody else might hate American-built cars. So it's something everybody hates, even though they don't want to admit it. So that song was one of those pull it out of your songs, basically. Like, you know.
And you were also featured on Capital Invasion Volume 3 with your song Intimidation. I have to ask you, how did that project come to be for you? And, what's the story behind it?
Well, a couple years ago, about 3-4 years ago, I was a part of a crew. Our name was Team Invasion. And we did we had some of everything in that crew. We had a graphic artist, that did CD covers. We had a DJ. We had like a promoter/host, and then we had a collective of MCs. And every time we brought a decent, a good artist to town, we would do an Invasion mixtape. And that song, Intimidation, is another one of those songs where it's like hardcore hip hop, like fans of MOP and like Duck Down Records, that good old fashioned hardcore grimy music. You know what I'm saying? So I hit them with that one.
And man, I'm gonna have to actually look into that album, and I have to ask you, is it still available online at all?
I'm sure it's still on that piff. We put it on that piff, and we also put it on the street with physical copies.
Most definitely. So anybody that's listening, make sure you check that out on DatPiff. You know, Capital Invasion Volume 3. It has Maddog McGraw in it, so you already know it has some straight slappers. So also, man, on March 4th, you performed at the Blue Nightclub in Detroit. I have to ask you, can you tell us a bit more about that event? Also, do you have any other concerts coming up that you would like to let our listeners know about?
Hey, I got into that show through an artist website named Afton Shows. And what they do is they throw shows in all of the biggest cities around the nation, and indie artists can get on the show without paying. Now, of course, they want you to sell tickets, and depending on how many tickets you sell depends on what kind of slot you get. But and also you do get paid a percentage of the ticket sales also. So if you do your job and you sell a nice amount of tickets, you get a nice little kickback. Blue Nightclub is in Detroit. I live about an hour away in Lansing. A lot of people don't know that Lansing is actually the capital of Michigan, not Detroit.
I actually did not know that. I always thought it was Detroit myself.
I don't blame people for that because, you know, Detroit is the most noticeable and recognizable city. So I do most of my shows in Detroit because I'm blackballed in Lansing. I've pissed off a lot of promoters by being honest and telling them the truth. And you know, with this music business shit, a lot of people can't take the truth.
And I agree with that, you know what I mean? And also, you have to be real as well, you know what I mean? And if they can't handle the truth, then they shouldn't be in the business. That's what I look at it as. Exactly.
That goes for MCs also, so, you know. But, yeah, I've pissed off a nice amount of people. The radio station in my city got me, like, blocked on Twitter. Sometimes I feel like people need to stand up for something when it's right. A lot of people don't want to do that because they scared that they might get looked at a certain way, or you know, they might be again blackballed or pushed away from the status quo. I'm not the person that's always, if I think it's right, I'm gonna stand up for what's right.
And that's the best way to be in this day and age, man. It's the best way to be.
And the thing is if you do that, you got to accept the consequences that come with it.
I agree with that. I really do. And real people are really rare nowadays, man. I really do feel that social media has turned a lot of people soft. You know what I mean? In the nicest way to say it, turned a lot of people soft.
Yeah, a lot of people are so busy with wanting to look a certain way or trying to impress other people. And once you get to a certain age in life, or once you've been through enough stuff in life, you begin to realize that all that is just, I put it like this. If you put a pile of shit in a box and you gift wrap that box like it's a Christmas present, it looks great on the outside. But once you open that box, there's still a hunk of shit in there.
That's true.
So I don't do the only thing I try to impress people with is my music. And I am 100% as real as possible in my music. I'm not going to front. I've never sold drugs before in my life. I don't own a gun. You know, I ain't no gangster or nothing. I just give you, my music is a mirror of me, basically.
And the one thing I do want to ask you as well, one of the songs you made, I really took a liking to, man. It's called Ride Along, and I have to ask you, was that song inspired by the Kevin Hart and Ice Cube movie by any chance?
No. Ironically, that came out. I did one version first with a collaborator of mine. We were friends, and then we had a little falling out. So I redid it. And ironically, when I redid it, it was around the time that the first Ride Along came out.
Okay.
But Ride Along is basically It's like a night out with the homies. Your parking lot pimping. You got you a bottle, a little something to smoke on, and it's basically like the perfect night.
That's what's up, man. You know what I mean? It's one of those feel-good songs.
Right, and it has a very West Coast vibe. The producer goes by Big Dirt. He's from Jackson, Michigan, and he has a very like West Coast old school hip hop feel with his beats.
The one thing I do want to ask you, so what's next for you, Maddog? Do you have any other shows, any other projects, anything else, that you would like to promote while you're still here on the air with us?
I have no shows to date coming up. I'm sure everybody knows that this coronavirus done kind of threw a monkey wrench in any kind of public gathering at all.
I agree with that. It's shutting down a lot of things, man, and people are going on some toilet paper freaking hoarding spill. It's like, damn, man.
Yeah, a lot of people, this shit done went crazy. And I live in Michigan again, so we deal with cold weather like about 4 months out of the year. So a lot of the symptoms that they're saying about the coronavirus, those are the same symptoms you get for just a regular cold. So they just started shutting down the schools and shutting down, certain establishments like government offices. But I think we're gonna be all right. But no shows to date until I find out, until they declare that everything's cool. But music-wise, I am working on a new album. It will be titled Angry Black Man Syndrome. It will be exclusively produced by Sam the Grouch, the same fellow that blessed me with my last album, Grumpy Old Man. We've got a good rapport going on. He's from Detroit, but he's based out in Florida now. And Angry Black Man Syndrome will be dropping, and I also will be dropping a couple singles before then, just to keep the pot hot.
So, Maddog, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that comes on my show, just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, and also your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you if they're not already doing so.
All right. First off, I'd like to give a big shout out to you, DJ Immortal, and the rest of Outlaw Radio for blessing me with the chance.
You're most certainly welcome.
I'd like to give a shout out to Sam the Grouch, producer extraordinaire, Big Dirt, producer extraordinaire out of Jackson. I'd like to give a shout out to some of my homies, Sincere, Sinatra. He's out of Atlanta now. My homie Pope Don King, homie Chris Styles. Big shout out to Afton Shows for how they operate and throw shows and help indie artists out. Shout out to GMAX Magazine, State of Hip Hop website out of Ohio. Shout out to the College of Hip Hop in Detroit, the Connected Experience podcast. And man, honestly, I want to give a shout out to anybody that still believes that hip hop isn't dead. Because hip hop isn't dead. It's just they're not trying to. The mainstream is not trying to have any realness pushed to these kids. They have an agenda. Partying is cool. We all love to party a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But the pills and the lean and the type of thing, that's not hip-hop at all. So if you rock with real hip-hop that's authentic and original and it hits you in the gut and it comes from the soul, I salute you.
Would you want to give your social media handles to our listeners so they can shoot you a follow and check you out further?
Yes, indeed. On Twitter, I am at MADDOG MCGRAW517. On Instagram, I am at MADDOG_. McGraw. I'm not on Facebook because Facebook is full of shit.
I agree with that one, I tell you.
and to be honest with you, there are some fans that I miss from Facebook. There were some people that really did mess with my music. But locally, Facebook is just like a crab in a bucket mentality. So ever since I have not been on Facebook for the last 3 years, my music situation has went up. My personal life went up. Peaceful, less stress. So right now I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and that's working out great.
Most definitely. So everyone's listening, make sure you give him a follow on Twitter and Instagram. Maddog, thank you so much for coming up on Outlaw Radio Live, man. It was an absolute honor and a privilege, and I'm looking forward to hearing your brand new album that's coming out soon. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
You'll be the first one I send it to when I get done with it.
Hey, man, most definitely. I can't say no to that. Thank you so much, man. Have yourself a wonderful night.
You too, brother.